So Lisa, really, thank you for being here. Some of you may have been with us yesterday. Lisa did a yoga class in the morning, which was wonderful and such a nice start to the day. And this will be a great little break at lunch for those who have a few minutes to do this. So thank you for joining us. Today's session is sponsored by HCR Grand Partners. So thank you so much to them for making this happen. We have been so overwhelmed by the response so far in support of the Child and Youth Family Waiting Room at the Community Health Hub. So thank you for everybody who's registered, everybody who's made a donation, the sponsors, to Lisa and all of the different speakers this week and presenters this week. Thank you very much for volunteering your time and your skill. This is such a nice thing to have. Especially in the middle of the stay-at-home order. So thank you very much for doing that. For those of you who weren't here yesterday or who don't know Lisa, Lisa is the owner of the Yoga House in Penetang Machine. We have been so lucky to have the Yoga House as part of our community for quite a number of years now. Lisa teaches all different types of yoga, gentle, hatha, yin, restorative. She teaches a yoga for grief course. And also she has some really great specialty programs from time to time, which are really great and a nice way to shake things up. So if you haven't been to the Yoga House, I hope you will check them out. They're online at the moment. And then as soon as they can be open safely with the COVID restrictions, they will be. So please visit the Yoga House website, sign up for the classes. It's a really great part of this community. Lisa's actually been a support of the Mental Health in Motion event for many, many years. She was one of the very first partners to come on. So we feel so lucky to have that partnership. And Lisa has also run the Yoga in the Park program for a number of years and has donated quite a bit to Waypoint over the last few years in support of care in hospital and in the community. So again, Lisa, thank you so much. For today, after you're done your workout, if you're looking for a bite to eat, a portion of sales from Harvey's today will be going towards the fundraiser for the Child and Youth and Family Waiting Room at the Community Health Hub. So please check out Harvey's if you get a chance. And tonight we have the Feather Carriers talking about storytelling. This is a really amazing organization locally. So come on out at 7 o'clock. This same link works. So any of the sessions you're interested in, 7 o'clock tonight, anything all week, it's free. It's the same Zoom link, so please check it out. And if you haven't yet, this Saturday is the Choose Your Own Adventure, Get Your Mental Health in Motion fundraiser. You can canoe, bike, walk, run, walk your dog, anything you want to do with your bubble. Please come out and support the fundraiser and support the development of the Child, Youth, and Family Waiting Room. So thank you so much. And Lisa, again, thank you. I'm going to kick it over to you for some lunch yoga.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll get started. We're going to, so the class today is about 30 minutes and it's based around yoga for anxiety. We're actually going to start the class on our belly. So if being on your belly is not really comfortable for you, you can do this sitting up, but if you can come onto your belly, please do. So you're going to lie on your belly in what we call crocodile pose. And you're lying down, you can rest your head on your hands. Let your feet drop out to the side. And just being nice and relaxed here. So I'm going to sit up just to talk a little bit more so that you can hear me. So as you are lying on your belly, you're coming into just a very gentle diaphragmatic breath. You're breathing in and out of the nose and feeling the belly as you inhale, move in towards the ground, and then as you exhale, moving the belly back towards the back of the waist. And this is a little different, lying on the belly as we begin. It's a little different in terms of connecting to the breath. So it can be really a great way to connect into the more of that diaphragmatic breath, deeper breath. Many of us can have a lot of anxiety on a regular basis, but certainly this year has created a lot more. The uncertainty, not seeing people, not touching people. So we're doing this gentle practice just to get things moving, to show you some techniques to help with anxiety. And I'm hoping that what you could do is take some of these techniques away with you and practice them on your own as well. So just taking a few more deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose, out of the nose. Continuing to breathe here and just being aware of, so you've got a little bit of a curve in your lower back, and at the top of that curve are the kidneys and the adrenals. And the adrenal glands are kind of regulate our stress. So it's really important to try to stimulate those adrenal glands. So we're going to work with that a little bit through the class. I'll also talk a little bit about the vagus nerve. So you're just being aware of that area. They're like little peanuts, just at the cashews kind of thing, at the top of the diaphragm, just above the diaphragm. So when you are ready, you're going to press your way up and come up onto your hands and knees. And you're welcome to bring a little bit of a blanket, something underneath your knees if you like. We're going to be on our hands and knees for a few minutes. So if it's uncomfortable on your knees, please come onto your knees. So if you were with us yesterday, we were working in a class called self-love, and working more up into the heart chakra, the heart space. We're going to work here a little bit more into the root chakra, which is at our base, but also into the adrenals. So as we work into our cat-cow movement, I want your focus to be more in this kind of mid-back area. So you're going to exhale and round through your back. And then inhale and melt into the back. And there's almost a little bit of a squeezing that happens into that mid-back area. Exhale and round. And inhale. Moving with that nice, smooth breath, one after the other. Just one more there, one more breath. And then come back to a neutral spine. So again, just the connection to breath. If you're feeling anxious, coming into a simple movement that will help you to connect to your breath. We're going to now do a movement, it's like scraping the inside of a barrel. And your arms can move lots here. So you're rounding, and then you're going to go over to the side and come over to the other side, like you're scraping the inside of a barrel with your body. Moving around here. And noticing in your body how this feels. There's no right or wrong. You just move organically, how it feels good in your body. And then let's go the other way, moving the other direction. And then coming back to center. And then we're going to press back into a child's pose. So your sitting bones moving back towards your heels. If you are unable to do this, of course, you can stay up higher with your hands on your head. If you're able to sit right back, you can sit back and have your hands on the lower back. And we're going to move here with our breath. So do what you can. You're going to press in, and with your inhale, come up to standing on your knees. And then you're going to exhale, float the arms down and back if you can. So again, you're doing what you can. Press in and inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, float down. So again, we're moving with our breath, with your own breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. We're going to inhale up, stay up this time, and then with your exhale, do a little twist towards the right. Right arm comes back, left arm forward. Inhale up, and exhale, twist to the left. We'll inhale up, and then you're going to exhale back to your child's pose. And we'll repeat that a few more times. Pressing in, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, float up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale up. And exhale, hands back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale up. And exhale all the way down. Rest down. So just take an extra breath here. Notice how that feels. So when we do that twisting movement, we're getting in again to kind of that mid-back area. And then let's walk the hands forward, reaching out through your fingers. Spread out through your fingers. Inhale and come up. So your hands are going to be a little bit forward of your shoulders. You'll curl your toes under and come into a downward dog, but if downward dog doesn't work for you, come into more of a puppy pose. So your outer hips in line with your knees. If you can come into downward dog, pressing up, lift the sitting bones up, let your knees bend a little bit here. Don't worry about whether the knees are bent, lift the sitting bones up. Relax your jaw, relax your neck, soften. And then inhale, come down to the knees. Go a little wider with your knees. And exhale, press back into your child's pose. A little wider child's pose. So we're going to inhale and come up again. Possibly into downward dog and then stepping our right foot forward into a lunge. If that does not work for you, you can just come into tabletop and then step the foot forward. So your choice. If you want to come up to dog and then step your foot forward, go ahead. Bringing your left knee down to the ground. And then let's come up onto the right leg. So we have not just anxiety in the mind, but we also have postural anxiety. So we're trying to get some release into our body here. And with anxiety, with stress, we hold a lot of it into our hips. So just by coming into this bit of a lunge, you're opening up the hip flexors, the front of the hips. Take your arms out into a cactus arm, so the arms are out square, and a little bit of a drawing back of your shoulders to open the chest, but also to move into the shoulders. Deep breath and feel your pelvis getting a little heavier. And then let's inhale and take the hands down to the ground, and then you can either step back into a tabletop position, or you can step back into a downward dog. And then your left foot coming forward, your right knee dropping down, left knee lining up with the left ankle, and then coming up onto your left leg. Pelvis sinking down and opening through the front of the right hip, and arms coming up. Breath nice and even. And then we'll take the hands down to the ground. Curl your right toes under, and we're going to step the right foot forward into a forward fold. Your forward fold, your knees can be bent a fair amount. If you can let your head go, let your head go. If you do need to keep your head up, keep your head up. And just feel the upper body draping in towards the thighs. So not worrying at all whether your legs are straight. It's more, we've got a little bit of pressure of the thighs into the belly. And then you're going to very slowly, like a rag doll, just start to come up. Coming up to standing. We're going to come up to our mountain pose or Tadasana. So again, it's with anxiety, we tend to kind of go up into our head and float away a little bit. Here we want to really ground down and find that root chakra, that base of the spine. So pressing down into your feet, and if you've got a block, you could always put it between your legs, but just imagining something like a block or a pillow between the legs, and you're pulling into that block. You're squeezing your legs, which grounds your legs a little bit more. Lift your toes up a little, relax your shoulders, and find your breath. Just that natural inhale, exhale, equal breath in, equal breath out. Feel like you've got that weight going down from the hips, down into your feet. So let's bring a little bit of a bend into the knees, and especially the right leg. We're gonna actually lift the left leg up, and we're gonna do a little swinging of the left leg through. So if you need to hold on to a wall or a chair or something, you can do that. But you want to really feel that right leg dropping down. Lift the left leg up, bring the left leg out in front. Your arms can come out in front if you wobble a little bit, no problem. And then reach the arms back and forward, and the leg back, and then forward and back. You feel that sturdiness of the right leg, grounding, strengthening. One more time. And then just bring the tips of your left toes down. And then we're going to step the left foot behind the right and bring the left foot down to the ground. And then take your right hand, bring your right arm out in front. And you can make a mudra or a hand gesture. You could bring your your index finger and thumb together and reach the left arm up and over. So here we're moving more into the intercostal muscles to help facilitate with our breathing, because when we get anxious, we tend to bring the breath a little bit more up into the chest, and we may shorten the muscles through the rib cage. So we're trying to bring a little bit of space into the rib cage. And then let's press into the right foot, inhale, come back to center. And then just feel both legs down. So you might feel like that right leg is a little heavier maybe and grounded. So we'll balance you out now. Let's root into the left foot, press down. You can have a little bit of a bend in your left knee. And then right leg comes up, and let's do a little sway of the right leg. Arms, really grounding down into that left leg. And then back to center. You can just dip your left toe down for a moment, and then your right toe, and then step your right foot behind the left. Take your left arm across, and right arm over. Reaching up, reaching over, breathing into the right side. breath in and out. Relax your jaw, relax through your face. Press in and inhale to come back up. And then let's hinge at the hips. Exhale, you can bend your knees and begin to fold forward. Your elbows can come to your knees, or your hands can come down to the ground. Let your head go. And then let's come all the way down to the ground. We're going to come back down onto our knees, to standing on our knees. You might want to go sideways on your mat if you like. You don't have to, you just don't want your foot to slip out. So we're going to take the left foot out to the side. Whether your left foot comes right down to the ground, it doesn't really matter. It can be up a little bit or even turned out a little bit if that feels better. The left hand to the left leg. You're going to reach your right arm up and come to another side bend. So you're moving into this right side body. If for whatever reason your right arm doesn't come up, you can always bring it to your lower back. Deep breath into that right side body. Inhale, and it's with your exhale that you might find a little bit of space. Let's inhale, float back up, bring your hands down, pull your left knee in, and bring your right leg out. Inhale, take your arms up, and then exhale over to the right side. Press in and inhale, come up. Bring your hands down, pull your right knee in. And then we're going to come down and around to sitting. If you happen to have a blanket or something that you can sit on, you could put it under your right hip or your right sitting bone. Not necessary. But we're going to sit. I'll show it to you with, actually I'll probably show it to you without. You're going to sit with your legs in a little bit of a zigzag position. So remembering that we want to move into this kind of mid-back area, and we're going to do this with a twist. You'll take your right hand back behind you and your left hand to your right knee. Your head can turn to look over your right shoulder, but not necessary. You can stay with your head wherever it's comfortable. And just that little bit of a twist. Come back to center. So this may be a little trickier if you've got knee or hip issues. And so I'm going to show you an alternative to it. You're going to bring your left leg and cross your left leg over top of the right. So you're sitting, again, sitting up on something can be really nice here. If this just does not work for you, you'll take your right leg out instead. So right leg out and left leg crossed over. Totally up to you. Make sure your knees are good with this. And then taking the arms out to the side. Your left arm is going to be on top and your right arm is underneath. And you're just giving yourself a hug. We've got lots of those these days, so give yourself a hug. And then we're going to bring a little bit of movement here. So moving, but keeping the sitting bones grounded. So we root down, we feel that base underneath us, moving the upper body around. And then let's go in the opposite direction. Make the circles as big or small as you like. Come on back to center and let's release there. Okay, so we're now going to move to that zigzag position on the left side. So you can uncross your legs And if you're sitting, if you want to sit up on something, feel free. Your legs, your left foot could be on the top of the right leg, or it can be, or your left leg can be on top of the right leg, if that feels better. And then let's take the left hand behind, the right hand to the left knee, lifting up, lengthen, and feel that nice twist, gentle twist through the along the spine. So we want to free up the energy along the spine. We're trying to work so that we can free up the prana or the energy to flow through the whole body. And then inhale, come up and back. And then we'll take the right leg and swing the right leg around so the right leg crosses over the left. Or your left leg is out and your right leg is crossed over. You can sit up on a blanket or a block or something if you like for cushion. But we want to feel these sitting bones down. So grounding and releasing through our hips, tension in our hips. You'll take your right arm over and your left arm under into a cross. So you're making a cross with your arms and then you're hugging yourself. Breathing into the back. And then again, you can begin to circle around. The circling around may be a little bit more challenging if your left leg is out. So just do what you can. You might be able to make the circles quite large in the opposite direction. Coming back to center and releasing the arms. And then let's uncross the legs. Take your legs out a little bit wider, but your knees can be bent. So if going wide with your legs is uncomfortable, if you're rounding through your back, just bend your legs. And lift up. Feel your sitting bones down on the ground. Maybe you come forward. So for some of you, you may be a little bit more flexible. You might be able to bring your hands to your feet and maybe slide your feet out. Do what you can. Don't get into a struggle though if you're really kind of rounding through your back. Keep a bit of a bend in the knees if needed. The heart moving forward. Relax your jaw. Relax your neck. Every so often, you just bring a little bit of movement into the jaw and into the neck. We're going to come back up. And then you're going to make your way into a seated position where your spine can be nice and tall. So this can even be sitting on a chair. You can sit up on a block, a blanket, a cushion. Excuse me. Just sitting so that your spine is tall. So again, a couple of ways that we work with anxiety. We work with releasing the body, with releasing postural anxiety. We work with our breath, and we work in meditation. So we did a little bit of breath work at the beginning. We're going to do a little bit more now, and then we will. I'll just do a counting meditation. That's not too long. So we'll work with that as well. So you're welcome to close your eyes here. If you need to keep your eyes open for a moment, just to see this, we're going to bring, not right away, but in a moment, you're going to be bringing your right thumb to your right nostril and your ring finger to your left nostril. The other two fingers are going to rest at the third eye, just between the eyebrows. So we're going to do that in a moment. I just want to show it to you if you're going to close your eyes. And you can do that with your dominant hand. So do it with your right hand. So let's just take a closing of your eyes or just a very soft gaze in front of you. So closing your eyes doesn't work. soft gaze in front. Breath in and breath out. Just a nice smooth breath in and out of the nose. And notice, maybe you can feel, maybe you can't, notice the breath as it travels through the nostrils. Maybe you're breathing a little bit more on one side versus the other. Maybe it's equal on both sides. Just being aware of that. Some of you may be familiar with alternate nostril breathing. We're not doing alternate nostril breathing. We're just going to be breathing in and out of the left side, the left nostril. And this is called Chandra Varama. And we're going to bring the right thumb to the right nostril, the ring finger to the left nostril, baby finger can rest there as well. The other two fingers on the third eye. So what we're going to be doing is closing off the right side and staying with the right side closed. And this is more of a cooling breath and accessing kind of that left side. So take a deep breath out. Close off the right nostril. Inhale through the left. And exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale left. We want to make the breath equal, so it may help for you to count the breath, inhaling to the count of 4, and exhaling to the count of 4. Just aware of the cool air breathing in. Relaxing your shoulders, relax your jaw. Continuing with this breath, and as you continue with the breath, try to think of breathing up into just kind of at the back of the third eye, so kind of between the eyebrows, but at the back of more the center of the head, which is our vagus, where our vagus nerve starts. Breath in, breath out. So our vagus nerve is connected to our mood, to our digestion, to our heart rate. It's a very long nerve that travels throughout the body. A couple more breaths here. Keep your gaze soft and then, or closed, and then release your hands down. Once you release your hand down, just noticing the breath in and out. And then we're going to make our way down to lying back. And as you lie back, give a little draw of the legs in towards you and a bit of a rocking through your lower back. And a little bit more actually into those adrenals again. And then bring your arms out at shoulder height. Let your knees drop over to the left side. Bring your right hand to kind of that mid-back area onto the left side, the left adrenals. And just give it a little bit of a massage. self-care there. And release that right arm. Inhale and bring your knees back to center. And exhale, take your knees over to the left side, right side, sorry. And take your left hand to that left mid-back. Inhale, come on back to center. And place your feet down on the ground. You could rest with your knees against one another, or you can take your legs out to the side, your choice. Maybe bringing your hands to your belly. Closing your eyes if it's comfortable. Feel your body resting down. Feel yourself just letting go here. And then we're going to do a counting meditation, which can be helpful sometimes at night or any time when you might be feeling a little bit anxious. The counting, we're going to count, we're going to start at 10 and go down to 1. So you're going to count it as an inhale and then an exhale 10. Inhale, exhale 9. Your pace, your rhythm, inhale, exhale 8. Making your way down to 1. If you get lost or you stop or you forget, come back to 10. If you get to 1, come back to 10. So there's no end. One more breath there. And then just come to your regular breath in and out. Not counting, just observing the breath in and the breath out. You may wish to say to yourself, peace as you breathe in and release as you breathe out. Or even just inhale as you breathe in, exhale as you breathe out. You're welcome to stay right where you are if you have the time, the space to continue to rest back. If that's what you need, please feel free to do that. If you are ready to move, you can just slowly bring a little bit of movement back into the body. Once you are ready to come up, you can roll to your side and then slowly make your way up. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today and for your practice, and stay well. Thank you, Holly.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. And I hope everybody enjoyed this afternoon session. I know it's exactly what I needed over the lunch hour today. So thank you so much, Lisa. If you're hungry and you haven't had lunch, again, head on over to Harvey's. They're donating a portion of their sales today to the Child and Youth Family Waiting Room at the new Community Health Hub. Personally, I recommend the veggie burger with extra pickles, but that's just my preference. Again, thank you to HGR for sponsoring today. And tonight we have the Feather Carriers with us at 7. So please join us for that. Register for this weekend. And again, Lisa, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for all your organization.
And thanks everyone for coming. We will see you soon.